Welcome back to my channel. It has been, I think, almost 3 months since I posted. Work got crazy, really busy. I did not have a single minute to edit anything. I actually had like 3 vlogs worth of content to post for you guys, and I just didn't have time to go through it at all. So I was sitting down just now and going to go through all of that content for you and start posting videos so that we could get through the backlog. And then I thought, you know what? Things have changed quite a bit for me and Happy in the last 3 months, and I just feel like those videos are not relevant anymore. So let me get into what has changed. All right, so first things first, we moved. So we moved to a barn that is a little bit more east of where we were, just due to changes in board fees per month and just some other small things that I just was not happy with that property that we were at. The only thing I actually really did like was my trainer there, and I'm really sad that I left her to go to this barn, but I have a new trainer that I'm working with. So yeah, so we have moved barns, and I will post some videos in here so you can kind of get an idea of where we are, what it looks like. So the cool thing is that there's several trainers at this ranch that we can choose from. So we've started with the Hunter Jumper trainer that's there. She came highly recommended by my old trainer, and I have enjoyed the lessons that I've taken with her. I am looking forward to trying a couple other trainers at this barn though, and we'll probably try out 1 or 2 lessons from 1 or more of them, and then decide who I want to take lessons with permanently. I really enjoy our lessons with our current trainer, and we've actually really come far in just 2 lessons, but I really do want to give a chance to everybody else just because I've never had the opportunity to take multiple lessons and to try multiple trainers. So what you'll see in this video today will be mostly me working on the things that I have gotten from my lessons with the first instructor that I have tried, but definitely we'll discuss any other lessons that I get with any of the other trainers. So I'm back. I don't know if I'll be able to post weekly on here because I'm still pretty busy with work and life, but I'm going to try again to be consistently posting once a week. So welcome back to our channel. Alright guys, I just decided to post our most recent ride, which I think was this past Saturday. So this is a lot of what we started working on with my new trainer. Let me break it down into rider and horse. So for the rider, I have been having to ride with my thumbs up, which keeps a lot better contact and more consistent contact with Happy. And it keeps it just, I feel like I have more square shoulders, and I'm able to stay more square in my body in the saddle and sit up straighter. So that's one of the major changes that I've had. She's also pointed out that I kind of like pump with my right arm, especially at the canter. So I've been working on trying to keep that very still and stable. And as I go through this, I'll think of more, but those are like my main things that I'm working on. Alright, and for Happy, we have been working a ton on transitions, so whether or not it's like a transition within the gait, so sometimes on the long side, I'll do a trot or canter extension, and then in the corners, we try to collect and keep the same level, if not more, impulsion into the bit. We do a lot of circles and trying to maintain the level of impulsion all the way around the circle, which I find him to cheat a little bit and try to lose some impulsion and slow down at the beginning of the circle. And then I'm also not the best at supporting with my outside hand, so I'm working a lot on that with outside aids, keeping the circle, you know, a nice shape and getting him like a place to kind of like move into. We've worked a lot on canter walk canter transitions, so down the long side, if I feel him getting strung out or he's not really focusing, usually once he starts not focusing on me, he gets really strung out or very much on the forehand. So I will break to a walk, and hopefully that's a good transition. Usually though, it's not when he's like strung out. and then we will canter again, and that's helped a lot. Here you'll see I'm doing counter bend, so trying to get him to be straight and counter bend. And we've been trying to do this counter bend in circles, and I've been doing it very slowly because it's pretty hard for both of us, especially for Happy, but it's hard for me to pilot him too in the counter bend around a circle. And then we'll return to normal or direct bend and get him moving a little bit more through his rib cage. I feel like our lessons have been like super concentrated, mega packed with all of this information to the point that we will have our flat part of our lesson, and then last lesson we finished it and she's like, okay, let's start jumping, and I thought, oh my god, I'm so tired, there's no way I can jump now. But it's been really nice. I feel like we've gotten a lot of information and a lot of teaching in a very short amount of time. So really like this new instructor, but like I said, I want to try the other instructor that's at the barn that does jumping. So she is, who I'm taking lessons with right now, is a hunter jumper trainer and has amazing credentials and qualifications and amazing background knowledge. The person I'm going to take a lesson with this week is more of an eventer background, and she used to event thoroughbreds, and she seems more of like a general instructor that does jumping as well. So I will definitely let you guys know what I think of her instruction, and then I think from there I'll try to figure out who will fit best for me and Happy and my goals. But I mean, this trainer currently has really made him look really good with the instruction that she's given, so I'm not unhappy with that at all. Another thing to mention is that these arenas are very, very secluded from the barn. So basically you have to go down that paved road a ways, and then all the barns are there, and that's where every horse is, obviously. But up here, there is this arena, which is the jump arena, which is in the very front of the property by the gate. Then next to this, like a little ways down, is the schooling arena, and then next to that are 2 turnout arenas. So it's very, very hard for Happy to come down here and focus. We spent a good 2 weeks when we first moved here just working on getting him okay with being able to be down here by himself. And he still, as you can tell, is very, very anxious and very nervous. So he's doing a really, really good job for him. He's definitely able to focus after a little bit of being down there and work, but he never truly has started to really settle. And so that's something that I'm just having to kind of deal with at the beginning of most of my rides, is getting him to a place where he will focus and be ready to work. And so that was also why I feel like doing a lot of these circles and bend and counter bend has helped a lot to kind of just get his mind off of being scared and get him to focus on what I'm asking. This arena, or both arenas, also butt up against a highway that is not like a very, very busy place, but it's also not a very small road. So there are times where there's a lot of traffic, a lot of trucks go by, a lot of motorcycles, and funny enough, he's actually not that scared of the trucks and the motorcycles and the loud things, but he does get worried when he hears voices or things that are a little bit out of the ordinary for up there. Like if cyclists go by on their bikes and he hears that, that freaks him out. So yeah, we're dealing with a lot of anxiety on his end, which I think you could probably tell from watching this if you have watched a lot of our vlogs. But on the other hand, this anxiety has led to him being so forward that it has made this change in our riding a lot easier for me. I don't feel like I'm always having to kick and get him moving. He's basically off my legs for the most part, and when I use my legs, it's because I need to get him to do something in a circle or whatever. So I do feel like it's helped a lot in that regard, but he definitely has not fully settled in to riding up here by himself. Another thing that has really been helpful for us is that this property has a few more trails on it, so we could actually ride a lot of trails and around the ranch basically for as long as we want. It's a lot more to do and to see, and there's a lot of hills. So we didn't have any hills really at our last ranch, and the last two barns that we were at before that up north had no hills. So I do think that has led to him being a little bit less strong behind as well. So I'm super happy that we have hills now that we can work on, and I've incorporated that into our rides at least once a week, where we just do a very long, like 40 to 45 minute, almost only walk ride up and down the hills, and it's made a very big change, I feel like, in his way of going, just being stronger through his stifles and his back with that. Okay, and so this ride followed up a pretty long flat ride and the day before, so I just wanted to practice jumping since we have a lesson this coming week. So I'm not going to do a ton of jumping, but that was all we did. To the left were just those two, and they felt really good, so I didn't push it. And this one to the right is always our nemesis. I always have such a hard time going to the right and seeing my spots. And so there were a few that we came in either with too much, and then we were flying down the line and it was hard to get him to half halt in the line, or I would half halt way too much ahead of the first jump, and then we had nothing in the line and he just petered and had a horrible just everything. So we worked on this until I finally got a few in a row that I felt like I was riding better for him and was there for him better. See, this one was really bad. But then after that, we ended on a good note. I tried to just wrap up pretty quickly. This was a pretty quick jumping session, but When I jumped on my lesson last time, he was just so insane and so like kicking out and pulling so hard. Like my fingers were raw from how much he was pulling. And he's never been like that before, but we've also not practiced jumping in over 3 months. So I think it kind of had to do with that, like the excitement, and then probably also a little bit of anxiety on his end for just jumping in general, because he's always had a little bit of that fear, just from the way he was retrained, anyways. So I wanted to get out and do more practice so that when we did our lesson, at least he wasn't so stressed about it and I could maybe pilot him a little bit better. So yeah, we just did some quick jumping down this line both ways, and once I felt like I nailed it riding wise and helped him out and supported him, then we called it quits and we cooled out. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I am trying to get stuff out for you guys on a weekly basis now. I hope you guys will forgive us for being gone for so long, but I am glad to be back. I'm feeling good about getting these vlogs out, and I hope you guys will enjoy watching our progress again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you want to leave a comment for me, feel free to do so, and I will get back to you as soon as I see it. Thank you guys so much.